Welcome everyone to Inner Phoenix. My name is Janine, and I am the Director of Moving to End Sexual Assault and the Director of Trauma Services at Mental Health Partners in Boulder, Colorado. I'm a psychologist and a yoga teacher, and I have witnessed the power of yoga to help people heal from the impact of traumatic stress. These yoga practices are intended to facilitate grounding and a connection with ourselves as we move to build a sense of empowerment and resilience as we work through our journey together. While I will cue you in different poses throughout the practices, feel free to do what's best for your body on this day at this time. Today's practice is going to work with this theme about feeling our personal power. Sometimes when we're working through hard stuff, it's common to not feel strong or in control or like our self-esteem is fully intact. So today's practice is going to work with the part of the body, this part right here, our solar plexus, otherwise known as our core strength. And sometimes when we can feel physically strong, it can help us with that sense of getting in touch with our personal power so that we can make choices and in our lives that feel more empowered. So with that, let's start on our backs. So coming down on your mat and bringing the feet wide with the knees bent. So the soles of the feet are on the earth, outer edges of the feet line up with the outer edges of your mat, and letting the knees kind of fold forward in almost like a tent with your legs. And let's just bring attention here to this middle part, right? Our solar plexus, our core, and maybe bring one hand to that area, maybe the other hand on your heart. Or if that doesn't feel right, you can even just let the other hand be on the ground, whatever feels best to you. And just take a minute to tune into this part, right? This part of our body as the seat of our personal power. And maybe as we settle in, we can even feel the sensation of our hand lifting with our breath. As we inhale and feel that area expand, and then as we exhale, the belly button draws to the spine and the hand descends. So just feeling that rhythm. And when you're ready, you can just let your hands come out to the side and let your knees separate from one another. And then bringing the feet up toward the sky here. So legs straighten-ish, and it's certainly okay if they don't straighten all the way and you have a bit of a bend to the knees, that's okay too. We're gonna just work on kind of activating this lower part of the belly, right? That to strengthen that core here. And these movements are small, but they're kind of mighty because it's the seat of that power, right? So from here, we're just gonna slightly lift our tailbone up and hold. So notice it might not even feel like much at all, but feel that low belly engage. And then as you exhale, let the hips come down and the tailbone come down. Let's do that another couple times here. So inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the hips, and keep them lifted. You might start to feel a little quivering or a little shaking here. It's a sign that you're building strength and tapping into that deep, deep muscle, that sense of power and self-worth in the body. And the exhale, release the hips, release the tailbone. And then one more time, let's do that together. Tailbone lifts, hips lift, maybe slightly higher, maybe not, right? This might not be your day for this, so just honor that. Maybe embrace that quiver for just a second or two more, and then release the tailbone down and hips down. And then from here, just bend the knees, just take a little pressure off the legs for a minute. And we're gonna make gentle fists with the hands here, and we're gonna, with the knuckles facing up, bring the fist just underneath the glutes here to act as a bit of a cushion on the glutes. And then straighten the legs again, or straighten-ish the legs. And then from here, we're gonna slowly and mindfully begin to straighten the right leg down to the earth, any amount, right? This could be the amount you straighten. You could come lower, right? And then feel that low belly activate as you bring the right leg up. And we're gonna just alternate our legs, doing that motion as if the leg is on a pulley system, right? From that core muscle. So notice we're moving slowly, because when we move quickly, we're actually moving from momentum versus our inner strength. And this is about us getting strong here. So we're moving slow. And again, you're in control of this, so you can bring the feet just hovering it above the earth, or you can just come any amount as you're building strength, right? This is just fine. You're still working that area. So maybe one more time, each side, moving slow and feeling that sense of power in the body, right? That you have, that's already there. And then when we bring both feet back up, we'll bend the knees, remove the hands, maybe hug both knees into the chest. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna spill over to one side, press the hands into the earth. We're gonna come up back to the shape of tabletop on our mat. So in tabletop, knees are right below the hips, the wrists are under the shoulders. And if you have sensitive knees here, since we're gonna be on our knees, you're welcome to put a pillow or a blanket underneath here, right? And then from here, when you're ready, we're gonna sweep the right foot back on the mat. So just feel here the length of the leg. And then again, moving from that core strength right here, we're gonna lift the right leg off the earth. The toes point down, and this might be where you stay today, right? As you're building that core strength. Or if you'd like, you can lift the left arm up, palm facing in. The hand is in line with the shoulder, and we're pulling everything down the middle line of the body to hold and find this stability here in this pose. And then when you're ready, the right knee can come down, the left hand can come down, and we'll work to the other side. So from here, left leg sweeps back. And again, we wanna visualize this movement of the leg coming from the low belly. Everything we just turned on lifts the leg. Stay here and work on building your strength, or right arm floats up. And it's really the core, right? Holding us, keeping us balanced when we got things moving in all directions, right? So tuning into that strength you already have. And then when you're ready, left knee comes down, right knee comes down, or right hand comes down. Walk the hands forward a bit, curl the toes. And when you're ready, we'll lift the hips to come into this shape of downward facing dog. So down dog can be a challenging pose. So just take your time. Knees can be bent, right? No need to have straight legs here. And the tailbone lifts up and back. And notice how that lengthened my spine, right? So rather than trying to keep straight legs, bend the knees and let that spine lengthen. Good, and then when you're ready, from here, we're going to step this left foot forward, turning this back foot down so it's parallel-ish to the back of the mat, and then rising up into Warrior Two. So in Warrior Two, the left knee is tracking toward the pinky side edge of the foot. Your gaze can be over the left middle finger. If that's hard on your neck, you can even look to the right. The torso is in line with the hips. So notice you're not moving too far forward or back, but you're centered over the middle part of the body. As you're ready, inhale to reverse your warrior. Now notice if you came out of that left knee, right? This is how we're building strength, by kind of re-engaging that leg if your knee feels healthy to hold that there. Reversing our warrior. And then back to Warrior Two. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna step back to the top of the mat. I'm gonna turn this way so that I can face you on the other side. And then from here, we're gonna step our left foot back. So coming to this shape of Warrior Two on the other side, and just settle in here, right? So again, it's the core strength keeping us upright. Lower body is active, upper body is soft. Core is engaged. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And then exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Good, and then from here, we're just gonna step back to the top of the mat and make our way back down to that shape of tabletop. But this time, we're gonna walk our hands forward about one handprint, our knees back slightly, and bend the knees so that the feet come off the earth, and cross the ankles here. So we're coming into a shape called knee plank. And then from here, we're gonna begin to hinge and bend the elbows and come down any amount. Now this is all core strength here. Maybe inhale and come back up. And this is up to you, how many times you wanna try that. We'll do 3 to demonstrate. No, you can stop at any time. So we're coming halfway, rising. And as you're moving, feel the core support you and work. Good, let's uncross the ankles. Bring the knees out wide, big toes together to touch. Bring the hips to the heels and rest for a moment in child's pose. And take a few slow, mindful breaths here, knowing that even when we're building strength, that it's important to take time to rest, right? To recover, to integrate our work, our effort with a little bit of ease. And then when you're ready, pressing into the hands, we'll rise back up. And we'll end our practice here by bringing the hips to the heels in this seated position called hero's pose, hands to the knees. Let's take a deep inhale breath together. And exhale, release and soften. Bring the hands in front of the space of the heart to close our practice, to remember our strength. Thank you so much for being part of this practice today.